Alrighty, so another I Pick You Choose video for Warframe. This one is going to be between two of the highest damage sidearms in the game, the Brakk and the Marelok. And I know the Angstrom at the minute is probably the weapon of choice due to its explosive nature, and the Detron is a shotgun a lot like the Brakk. But I'm choosing between these two simply because of their extremely high damage numbers they can throw out and how extremely viable they are in endgame. Now, I guess which of these you choose is entirely down to what kind of player you are and what kind of playstyle you have. So you either prefer up close and personal, where you can see the whites of your enemy's eyes as you blow them away, or you prefer popping heads from range with a kind of a Wild West feel to your weapon. The first up, the Brakk, of course, was one of the best weapons in the game. Not just the best sidearm, but one of the best weapons. But it did eventually get smacked by the nerf bat, and it is still an amazing weapon and one used by a lot of players. It was once a reward only obtainable by completing the Gravitas event, which meant if you didn't do that event you couldn't get the weapon. But now you can get it by defeating the Grusdrag tree and getting the components to build it in the blueprint. Stat wise, it deals 149 base damage, which is shared between impact, puncture and slash, the highest of which of course is impact. It has a 5-round magazine and a really decent crit chance of 15%, as well as a really good status chance for each pellet you fire. Now, it also comes with 2 polarity slots, a dash and a V slot, so already you've got basically a 2-formed weapon, which means you have more of a modding capacity, which makes it of course more powerful. Now, where the Brakk suffers is from medium to long range, where you will experience damage drop off for each of the pellets, which means it's not as effective as it once was, whereas it didn't really suffer from the damage drop off. But let's be honest, there isn't exactly a lot of maps that have huge open areas, and more often than not you will find yourself close enough to drop your enemies in one shot. Also, the fact that you need to farm the Grusdrag tree leaves you depending entirely on the RNG gods of Warframe to drop the components you need so as you can actually build this bad boy. The fact that it's a shotgun sidearm as well might be what sways your opinion of the two. Maybe you love shotguns, then this will definitely be the sidearm for you. Now, our other weapon of course is the Marelok, and it is also an endgame weapon that deals very high damage numbers, as well as sporting one of the coolest firing animations in the game. Some people might get bored by the firing animation after a while and just kind of get annoyed by it. I have had a few people comment on my Marelok video saying that the animation was a bit of an annoyance. Me, I personally love it myself. It is essentially a sidearm version of the Grinlock, but it is actually better than the Grinlock, which is kind of crazy that a sidearm can be better than the primary. And like the Brakk, it also has a very high base damage, this one of course being 159, shared between mostly impact and slash, the highest of which is impact. The Marelok boasts the second highest status chance of any secondary weapon in the game, only behind the Tysus, I believe. It has a decent crit chance of 15% and comes with 1 polarity slot, which is a V1, so already you have 1 less polarity slot than the Brakk. You do need to be mastery rank 5 to build it, and you do need clan research to build it as well. So this weapon is my go-to secondary weapon. It's the weapon that I choose. Now, I do enjoy the Brakk, but the Marelok is what I like. I enjoy its high status chance. When modding, it makes it drop enemies really fast. Like the Brakk, it is more powerful than a lot of primary weapons as well, but I enjoy it simply for the challenge of getting headshots. I enjoy getting headshots, and if you miss a few shots then you might be a little bit in trouble, but that makes the game that little bit more interesting. Now, where the Brakk suffers from range, the Marelok won't, and it's still devastating up close, so you're not really suffering from any kind of range with the Marelok. Now, it is true that the Brakk can shred through a group of enemies a lot easier and faster than the Marelok, but when it does come to end game, it's the big guys you want to be dropping fast, the Ancients, the Bombards, the Napalms and the rest, and this weapon has no problem in that respect whatsoever, and I do just leave the normal enemies to my melee weapon. But like I said at the start of the video, it's entirely up to you which of these weapons you would choose, or which you do choose if you run with it. Are you a close quarters kind of player? Then the Brakk is definitely for you. Or maybe you're like me and enjoy the head popping Marelok and like leaving your melee to deal with the close quarters enemies. Then let me know in the comment section below, which of these would you choose if you could only pick one? Which is your weapon of choice? Hit that like button if you've enjoyed the video, as it really helps me out. And subscribe if you want more Warframe content and haven't already. And as always, thanks very much for watching.